Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Awesome Finds. Now I got a very eclectic mix of records to go through, so without further ado, let's start with the first one. This is a record from David Phillips. He is a viewer of the show. He sent this to me. This is his very first vinyl record. He's done music before for CD and digital, but this is the first time he's pressed on vinyl. And this is all original music, and it's done in the style of ancient times, like ancient Greece. And it's really well done. I was surprised. And it tells the story of a time traveler musician, which I think is really cool. He sent a letter to, and he's working on a YouTube series, a fantasy web series on YouTube titled, I'm gonna get this wrong, the Davutian Chronicles. And this sounds really cool. Can't wait to watch this. I am a big fantasy board game player, and this is the perfect soundtrack to play some fantasy, play some Warhammer, play some Hero Quest with this kind of music. Really cool stuff. Let me show you the vinyl real quick. There's side one, and there's side two. Anyway, thanks again, David. So next up are two records I got through a trade. William Mills contacted me via email saying he got a bunch of records that he got doubles of, and he wanted to trade for some Beatles records. And I was happy to oblige. I had a couple that definitely I was willing to part with. And these are the two I picked up from him. Oh, by the way, he wanted me to plug his YouTube show titled The William Mills Show. So go ahead and check that out. I'll put a link down in the description below. But first up, we have Heroes by David Bowie. What I like about it is just the difference of it. It just feels different. The US pressings don't have this high gloss going on. I'll show you the vinyl real quick. Comes on these RCA International labels, which I have never seen this green color before. So there's side one and there's side two. Really cool stuff. Love this album, so thank you again, William. But wait, there's one more album I want to show you guys, and that is The Rise and Fall of Ziggy Stardust and the Spiders from Mars. Now, this is not totally original UK pressing, but it's an early UK pressing, that is for sure. Seen better days. There's a piece of tape across here. This record is getting kind of flimsy here. But man, even came with the original inner sleeve with the lyrics on one side and a photo of the band right there. Love this, love this. I'll show you guys the record real quick. Not in the best shape, but you know what? Having anything in playable condition from the UK is awesome for me living in California. We just don't see too many of these. This is side one and this is side two. Anyway, I just want to thank William again. Be sure to check out his YouTube show. Following suit, I have another David Bowie record. This time it's Space Odyssey. Now, of course, this is a retitled edition. This is on the RCA imprint. But you know what? I've always wanted this record. I haven't got it. They always go for a lot of money. I actually did another trade to get this one with my local record dealer here. A lot of great tracks on here. Of course, the biggest one is Space Odyssey. I'm sure you guys are all familiar with it. Love that picture of David. Now, this actually came with an original insert here. You have lyrics and more lyrics on that side. I'll show you guys the record real quick. This is on Dynaflex by RCA right there. The orange labels I'm so familiar with. And there's side two. Next up is a fun one. This is Elf music from the motion picture, but this is the exclusive syrup color vinyl, only available at Cracker Barrel, which I don't have any of those. They don't have those here in California, so I would never have gotten a chance to pick this up if it wasn't for Water Tower Music, who sent me this. That's really cool. It was a gift. I think they knew that how much I loved the soundtrack, and they just sent me this. Now I gotta show you guys the syrup color right there. And you can kind of see some red and green in there as well. So up next, I have two records that are relatively new, which is kind of funny to find at a thrift store, at least for me here. So first up, we have this Canadian band called the Luyas, Too Beautiful to Work, and this is from 2011 on Dead Oceans. Never heard of this band. I actually ended up really liking their sort of indie pop. I wouldn't go as far as say Belle and Sebastian, but kind of think along those realms, sort of the poppier side of an indie band. Here is the lyric sheet here. And I can't tell if this is just printed on. It looks like it's printed on. I don't think that. You know what? This is actually autographed by the band. How funny. Because you can see in there, the ink went through, and if it was just a printed on thing, that wouldn't be the case. I'll show you guys the record real quick. Here is side A, and here is side B. If you guys have heard of this band, let me know. They're still around, they're still putting out music, and they're still touring. Following suit is the Rapture. This is the Mirror EP, I think is how it's considered. I don't know if it's technically a full length. This was a trip because I was like, wait, the Rapture, that mid-early 2000s band? But yeah, this is them. This is a very early release. I believe this is a reissue. It's not the original pressing of this. I think their record label here. What year is this from anyway? I can't even tell. I think it's from 99. I could be wrong on that, but it doesn't actually tell me. It was recorded in 98, so I'm assuming this came out in 99. And here is the vinyl itself. Show you guys that real quick. This is, gosh, I'm not sure what side that is. And there is the other side. This wasn't in the best shape. Definitely a thrift store record. I cleaned it. It's still scuffed up, but you know what? It's okay. I mean, for a record I paid $1 for, I really don't mind. Yeah, this one wasn't bad. If you're into the Rapture and you don't have this, I definitely recommend it. If you're into that early 2000s dance punk kind of movement that was going on, definitely up your alley. All right, guys, up next I have 3 records that I got directly from Innovative Leisure. They were having a 25% off end of summer sale, and I couldn't pass it up. I had some money in my PayPal account, and you know what? I just dove in. So the first one I got is Classixx debut LP. I knew some of the songs off of here. This cover art to me is very iconic. The one thing I gotta say about it, as much as I love it, I'll show you the inner sleeves here. It doesn't work for all the sleeves. For instance, here is the sleeve for record 2, and if I insert it, it doesn't quite match up, which was kind of a letdown. I was hoping you could switch them out and make your own cover. I love the idea. Unfortunately, as you can see here, the execution didn't happen the best, but still, really cool stuff. This is the other side of the sleeve for record 1. You have some thank yous and legal stuff there. Overall, really cool record, man. I'm on the fence if I like this one more or their follow-up more. I own both. Just really, really cool stuff. Just sort of like by the pool kind of DJ set. I mean, I think that's how these guys got started here in LA. I'm not totally sure on that. But man, I really dig the vibe that they put out on this album. I'll show you guys the vinyl real quick. Nothing too elaborate. Just your standard black vinyl here. Here is record 1 with A and side B. And this is record 2 with record 2 with side C and side D. Up next is Superhumanoids with Exhibitionists, and this is from 2015. This is another one of those indie pop bands with sort of more of an electronic influence. They had a single that I remember came out, don't remember exactly which one that was, but I really liked the sound of it. And the price was right, so I picked it up. This comes with a really cool inner sleeve. I like that. I like that sort of finger paint look going on there. I'll show you the vinyl real quick here. There is side A, and here is side B. Again, mimicking that artwork from the inner sleeve. One thing that's kind of cool about Innovative Leisure is that some of their releases come in their own sleeves with the sticker on that, so you don't have to open it up and just throw away more plastic. This is included. You can reuse this. I like that they do that, which brings me to the last record I picked up. This is Bad Bad Not Good, number 3. I did a whole pick of the week on this. I love this album. I actually gave that copy away, so I didn't have one of my own. So this was my chance to go back and pick it up again. I love their latest release, number 4. It's a gatefold opening up. Get some photos and whatnot. And there is the back there. Both records come on standard black vinyl. This is record 1 here. This is side 1 and side 2. And here is side 3 and side 4. All right, guys, the last 2 records. First up is a double LP by the Smiths. This is called Louder Than Bombs. This is the US pressing. This is a gatefold. Opening up, you get lyrics. In the back, you get the top of that image. Now, both records come in these brown sleeves here. They're very plain. There's nothing too special about them. But make note of that if you guys find this in the wild. Now, this is an original issue US pressing. I believe this has been repressed since then. Maybe it's even been remastered. This one sounds great. Now, if you don't know, this is a collection of their B-sides and rarities, singles that may or may not have come out here in the US. Let's take a look at the records themselves here. Here is record 1. And there's side 2 there. Here is side 3, and finally side 4. Yeah, if you're a fan of the Smiths, this definitely is a must-own. I thoroughly enjoyed this record. I don't know what else to say about it. It was very much a treat. I totally recommend picking up this record if you see it out in the wild. It's a worthy addition for your collection. So last, I have A Gift from a Flower to a Garden by Donovan from 1967 on Epic Records. This I actually picked up at a garage sale. A couple was moving from LA to, I believe, Costa Rica and was having to get rid of a lot of stuff. And most of the records were the wife's. And, you know, this is that funny thing. If you've been collecting a long time, and especially if you buy from someone who's had a collection for most of their lives, you learn something about them. And sometimes it's indirect, just by the type of music that they had. That happens to me a lot when someone passes away, and you know, I'm going through a box of records that, you know, these were the records that really meant a lot to someone. They spent money on these things, and you really get a sense of who they are. But in this case, the person was still alive, and you know, they had to let things go, and that brings up memories for people. And for her, this was one of her favorite records, and she confided in me, a total stranger, and said she really wanted to give this to her child, but she was never able to conceive. They were a childless couple, and you could see sadness in her eyes. Like, she's okay with it now, but there was you know, that little hint of melancholy, and it definitely affected me. But she was okay to let this go. And then she was happy that someone else was going to appreciate it. And oh my gosh, do I love this album. It's so beautiful. Let me guys show you the back here. I mean, isn't that a wonderful shot right there? The Maharishi Mahesh and Donovan right there. Probably taken when the Beatles were there. This came out in December 1967. What's interesting is that this is actually 2 records, so I don't know the story behind it. I should look it up. I want to show you guys the inside. So here is the first record. This is lyrics and stuff, and a little message from Donovan. And then this is the second record. As you can see, there are no lyrics for here, even though there is singing on it. So there's that. That is the box that you get. What you also get, and remember how the second record didn't have lyrics? Well, not printed on the inside. It comes in this little dossier, this little folder here. Open it up, and look at this. This is amazing to me. You get, and I think I've even talked about this when I picked up a bunch of paper goods on a later episode. I can't remember if I actually showed this or not, but you have the lyrics on these individual pieces of paper with these different pictures. It's amazing. And this is in brilliant condition. Honestly, I don't think it was played too often. But yeah, I mean, just so cool. The packaging on that, just lovely. And I'll show you guys the records here. Here is record 1, side 1. And this has got one of my favorite songs on here, which is Wear Your Love Like Heaven. That just took my breath away. I love that song. Here is side 2 on record 1, side 1 on record 2, and here we go, side 2 on record 2. I highly recommend you pick this up if you see it. Find it for a good price. Under 20 bucks should do the trick. Just make sure it has that really cool folder with all the illustrations and lyric sheets and stuff, because I think that is such a nice part of this package. Well, that'll do it for me. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to leave me a comment down below and let me know which of these are your favorites. Until then, I'm your Vinyl Geek, and I'll catch you on the flip side. Hey guys, thanks again for checking out this episode of Awesome Finds. Now, if you're hungry for more, I put a playlist right there, as well as a video that YouTube will choose for me. So go ahead and click away.